So we did the Thug Kitchen people's apology.
God. Yeah.
Which I'm going to have to lean in and say, I loved that one only because it points out in its own apology that people had been telling them it was racist since 2012 and they were just saying they didn't care.
As I didn't know that they apologized for anything because like as not just a vegan but a black vegan, I've always fucking hated exactly that. I have hated Thug Kitchen so much. All that stuff, like all that fucking stuff. Thug Kitchen, gangster yoga, little bit hood, little bit. What is it like? I saw like it was like a little bit hood, little bit spiritual or something like that. I don't
Spiritual
know.
Gangster, yeah. Spiritual gangster is a shirt.
Oh my god! There's this bike one. There's one for cyclists. It says "Life Behind Bars," and it has them like
Jesus.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Have you heard of so Thug Kitchen is called Bad Manners now?
Oh, good. That's better.
They changed it.
They're like still chew with our mouth open around here.
I have the book, the Thug Kitchen book. Somebody gave it to me.
It's a good book.
Yeah, because it was like I remember looking at it and being like, "This is some corny shit," and like you would never know it's two white people that came up with the book by looking at the book.
Oh, I mean, yeah. You maybe look a little. Once you're aware of it, then you can't unsee it. You know,
True.
And by a good book, I do mean there's some good recipes. That's what I mean.
Yeah, and then there is somebody sent this to me after the episode, so I do want to throw this out there. There is a sort of CrossFit thing called the Thug Jug that is a water jug, and I think it's one of those water jugs that tells you to drink water. You know, but it's called the Thug Jug. And when you go to the Thug Jug's website, there is just the whitest lady in the world on the front page.
I'm going to go ahead and give them that because everyone knows that like a crucial aspect of being a thug is staying hydrated.
Yeah,
like
Thug
I'm telling
Jug.
people all the time, I don't know, dog. You look pretty parched right now. I don't know, dog. You might want to drink some water right now.
It is a black. It almost looks like a Hydro Flask, but it's black and has a silver lid. And their story is hydrate to hustle. And
it's kind of tight. It's kind of like square. Yeah, but no, thank you.
It's cool, but if you look at our story and you see who came up with it,
ugh. I am upset that Thug Jugs is not a website. I'm looking for Thug Jugs would be a nice website. Looking for a little, like a busty interracial type stuff. That's what I would go to thugjugs.com is what if anybody wants to make that, I'd go there.
I think Milli Vanilli innocent is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So, yes, they are. When I look at it now, it's like, okay, maybe it is kind of. It's not really that fucked up, but it's kind of fucked up that that they didn't sing on the album.
Yeah.
You know, like that's fucking a little bit weird, but it's also like not a crime, I guess.
Right. I mean, they're just a couple of cool looking dudes. What more do you want?
I know. That's how I fucking feel too. It's like they shouldn't. I don't think they should have had to apologize for what they did. I mean, they're just good looking guys. What if, and I'll just ask this question, what if the guys that actually sang the songs were ugly? And they would have never gotten where they were being right. Ugly guys.
Exactly. Maybe the guys who wrote it and sang it wanted to get these hot looking curly haired model. Are they German or they're like German models or something? Are they German?
I don't know if they're German, maybe Dutch.
At least, well, on Wikipedia it says that they're German-French R&B duo from Munich. So I guess,
but they're not even. I'm gonna push back a little bit on them being an R&B duo, only because they didn't sing.
They're just a duo. They're just two guys, basically.
Yeah. Two good-looking guys. I mean, they danced, and that is like the Grammys are such bullshit. You know that like. Dancing is enough. I can't fucking believe there was a time where people looked at the Grammys and were like, this is deadly serious. This is an extremely serious cultural institution. It's kind of like every year I will like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions every year are, because I have to listen to a lot of shock jocks, they do a bit, all of them, when the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony and the acts get announced, they all are mad about whatever's going on at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I know.
Treat it as like a super serious fucking thing, but it's
crazy.
Like not.
Dude, like this is kind of, we're behind a paywall, right? Like I don't want to broadcast this too much, but I have this like kind of boomer rocker uncle, and he's done very well for himself, and he spent like so fucking much of his money to buy ads and like spread the word with petitions and stuff to try to get the Guess Who into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is like 2 years ago. He was just like, he must have dropped like, I don't know, 30 grand on this or something. Like it was just like fucking insane. And I would like get ads for it sometimes. I'm like, oh shit, that's my uncle who's doing this shit. And of course they were never nominated. Like I think that also whoever's choosing who to nominate, they know how to just like twist the knife into rocker fans. Like they should like nominate 100 Gex or something just to freak everyone out so bad.
Well, I said this on the POD cast the other day. We had Steve Slagkowski from Pup on the show, and we were talking about Fieldy's solo bass album called Basic.
Oh, yes.
Right. And I said, like, in 10 years, 15 years, like, Korn is going to have to go in because they are going to need big acts to induct so that people are interested in that. And that's what's funny about like the Guess Who is like the Guess Who are going to go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's going to happen because they need acts.
They're going to run out of rock bands. There hasn't been a new rock band for like 20 years, so they're going to run out. So eventually they'll all be in there. So don't worry, it'll be fine.
I mean, because you know, I'm a wrestling fan, and like the WWE has a Hall of Fame, and it's like everybody's going to get in there that has some level of fame or whatever, because they are going to run out of people and they're going to have to do the induction ceremony every single year.
Exactly.
And that's how I feel about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too. It's like they're gonna have to fucking do the induction ceremony every year. So
Have you
fans,
gone?
like,
I guess, is it close to where you live? I mean, it seems like a hilarious place to visit.
it's actually really funny. I live 2 hours away from it. I go to Cleveland for concerts sometimes and for wrestling shows. I've never been to I don't have any interest. I don't really love classic rock.
Of course not.
Or pants. Like, I don't want to go see some guy's pants. Like, I don't know what I would do there.
Hey, Street Fight friends and family, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Those of you just tuning in for the first time, welcome to our happy little shit show of dissent and disruption. We do this every single week, Wednesday nights at 6 p.m.-ish and Sunday nights at 8 p.m.-ish. You can watch Street Fight Radio and even watch the stream over at twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio, where you can chat with people as they watch. Maybe, we say your username on the show and you help us rein it in a little bit. We need that sometimes. So please sign up, twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio, and come hang with the gang. Act orangutan. We'll be taking calls tonight because it is Sunday, so that number to dial is 614-655-3887. We'll be here a while until 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single week. We're taking calls from you. Let us know what's up. My name is Brent. My co-host is Brian. And if you want more of Street Fight, you can find it at patreon.com/Street Fight Radio, where lots of extra stuff is coming. More than you probably ever wanted, but we've got the Reach Around table about mutual masturbation amongst men. We've got
It's about a TV show.
Jack Reacher, sorry. Reacher is Reacher.
It's just Reacher. He doesn't even like to be called Jack.
He's just Reacher.
Just call me Reacher. His mom called him Reacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit of lore you might not have known.
Wow.
Yes.
And I feel there's egg all over my face now.
His name is Jack in real life, Jack Reacher, but his mom, everybody calls him Reacher. And he tells people to call him Reacher.
He was Jack Mehoff and he changed it to Jack Reacher.
Yes. Reacher Round Table, not Reach a Round Table. And it'll probably be out. I'm hoping to get it out Tuesday. It'll be on a free feed, so everybody can hear it. Then you can watch video of it on the Patreon. We'll have clips of the TV show, which is, I gotta say, TV show of the year for me currently, and maybe for the rest of my life. It is kind of like, I like it in the same way I like the Fast and the Furious movies. It's like Fast and the Furious style stuff. It's like goofy. Mm-hmm. And my favorite thing, I think my favorite thing in movies and entertainment is a movie where every person in the movie is extremely stupid, but they're also the smartest people in the world of the movie. Okay. Yeah. That's the perfect type of guy thing that I like in movies. Sons of Anarchy's like that. They're all the smartest guys in the room, but they're also extremely, in any other world, they'd be the stupidest people on the planet.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I think if you go back on it would have been the free feed 2 or 3 weeks ago, you'll hear the preview episode of Reacher Roundtable. I'm going to try and get you episode 1 Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. And what I would suggest is, just for fun, watch the damn TV show. You know, you can pirate that motherfucker. Even because I know you guys, I have Amazon Prime television, of course, because I have all of them. I am coming close to canceling Netflix.
Wow.
I'm real close. I don't think I'm going to. I might though. They're on such.
You should go protest.
They are on. Well, I'm telling you right now. This has been the shittiest part of the past 3 days for me. So I turn on Netflix to watch this thing about this vegan that was incredible. It was about a con man.
Okay.
That conned this fucking vegan restaurant owner that's like rich. You know what I'm talking about? Like the fucking damn thing starts out with Howard Stern talking about how he went there and ate, and like Alec Baldwin eats there, and Owen Wilson eats there, and she, the owner of it, this woman, meets this guy on the fucking on Twitter, and he's like a Alec Baldwin reply guy, and Alec Baldwin's a kind of his reply guy sort of situation, you know? They like talk to each other. They know each other.
One of Alec Baldwin's favorite reply guys.
Yes. They're buddies, right? Well, they never met each other, but they were
reply guy.
You see them on Twitter,
right?
Talking to each other all the time.
Reply guy.
So she's like, he must be safe, you know? He must be cool.
Yeah, he's vetted.
She meets him. First thing he does, which if I could just give one bit of advice to people out there dating, and I know I don't know anything about dating. I'm not saying I do. But if somebody tells you they're a secret agent, they're not.
Oh, yeah. You can't do that.
Get out. Just get out of it immediately.
Never.
And if somebody tells you they're a secret agent and then you find out they've been arrested for impersonating a police officer, that's another enormous red flag.
Yeah. There's people that'll say like somebody that doesn't use a coaster, that's a red flag. Not the biggest red flag.
No.
This stuff is the ones that you just break contact immediately.
Yeah, you just there aren't a lot of secret agents, okay? And that's just what I'm gonna say. So he's gone all the time.
And they're terrible. If they were to tell every person that they want to sleep with on Tinder that they're a secret agent, they wouldn't be one for very long, I don't think.
Thank you. So this guy they start dating for a while, and he's never around, dude. He's never around. And she's like, he must be a secret agent because he's, out of the country fighting the war. As it goes on, this guy convinces her that he's working for a secret Illuminati group, and that she has to wire him money so that she can be a part of the secret Illuminati group, and her dog can live forever.
Ooh,
those are the things he's offering.
Exciting.
And he got $1.7 million out of this woman.
That's great.
That's amazing. She owned the restaurant,
and she was dumb. She had it to lose. So who cares?
Well, yeah, she went to jail too.
What?
Because he had her embezzling the money out of the fucking restaurant. The fucking people that worked there weren't getting paid for a period of time.
See now,
all kinds of shit. But
sorry.
$1.7 million to a guy that says he can make your dog live forever is the craziest, because the guy is such a stupid con man too. But all he does is he calls her and says, "Hey, can you send me send me $17,000?" And she'll be like, "Oh, I don't know. I shouldn't really send you $17,000." And this fucking dude is like, "Well, I guess you don't want to live forever then."
Yeah.
And then she sends him the money every time. And it was just, it's such a nutty fucking story.
So he's incredible at making love.
No, I don't. She said they didn't even really have sex very
What?
often. It wasn't like a physical relationship.
Oh, wow.
They didn't even make out or hold hands or anything like that. It was just kind of she just really thought
believed in him.
He was.
She believed that she got secret information from the universe.
Yes.
hi, I'm one of the Sears. I've pierced the veil. I've broken through. I have the secrets to immortality for animals.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, I knew it. I knew I was chosen. That's why I have all this money. That's why I've succeeded so much, is because the world picked me to be successful. And now I've finally been chosen to join the private club.
So it's wild because in the end, what ends up fucking happening is that like they end up going on a run for like a year. Taken off, and what ends up happening?
That's exciting. That's fun. That's exciting. I'd love to be on the run. Wouldn't you love to be on the run with Katie?
Just for like,
just like hiding your
6
identity.
months or
Yeah,
something?
staying in hotels, making sure no one doesn't see you, and like
yeah.
It
Well,
would-
you know where they ended up was really fucking funny. I was cracking up. Where they ended up getting arrested was a Fairfield Inn in Pigeon Forge,
oh,
which I think is the same Fairfield Inn that one guy got busted at a Fairfield Inn in Pigeon Forge, acting like he was working for the FBI, dude. I'm 99% sure.
yeah,
Same hotel. So people just go to Pigeon Forge to be criminals, I think.
just to lie about being a law enforcement, secret law enforcement. Just use their secret law enforcement discounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's magic in the hills, you know, like the people there still believe that there's secret agents running around protecting us all.
Yeah.
Like that's a straight up, like that's a pre-internet move where you could just be like, hey, I'm undercover right now. You seem like you got a good head on your shoulders. Let me tell you what the situation is.
Well, that's
I need about $500 from you right now. I just got rolled by some gang member.
Yeah, because I ended up getting Discovery Plus and watching these true, because they have a lot of con man shit on there, and I love that stuff. I could watch 100 con men, and there is this con man guy that started a carpet cleaning business when he was 16. His name's Barry Minkow. He started a cleaning business, but then he went to a PR agent and said like, hey, I'm a 16-year-old. I own a business. So they start putting him on the news. So then he starts saying he has these big contracts with federal companies where he's going to be making a bunch of money. He built like banks out of like $50 million.
Amazing.
Before
Love
he
it.
was like 25.
Yeah.
He went to jail. The guy got out, goes right to the church. I'm a Christian now. I'm a total fucking Christian. Bilks the church out of millions and millions.
Rock and
of
roll.
dollars.
Yes. I love it.
And now he's out of jail again. He got caught. He's out of jail again. And we're just watching this thing. And like, he's like, yeah, I'm clean, man. I'm just trying to make the world a better place. I'm working at this homeless shelter that I got running. I'm like, that homeless shelter about to fucking run out of a bunch of money. He's doing the same exact thing. But that guy, man, like, I think he probably ended up with like $100 million. And it's just like, con men, I don't know. I know it can't last forever. That's the only problem. I would love to be a con man, but it 1,000% can't last forever.
You just keep using the power too much.
Yeah.
You just take people over until it becomes too obvious, and then you're in jail.
Yeah.
It's hard to stop doing it. You get addicted to it.
Yeah, I guess like
Or you're just compelled. I mean, I think they're compelled. I don't think they don't mean to. I just think they see how obvious it is to exploit everybody and do it. And that's what the world is. I mean, that's all I've been taught from when I was a kid, was to exploit every advantage and every person around you.
Yeah, and like, I think that like what ends up happening with a lot of these guys, and I know it would happen with me too, you never can have enough money. So if I like made $1 million, I knew I could make another $1 million, I'd spend the whole $1 million.
The first $1 million spent.
Yeah.
Okay, so that first $1 million was a practice million. I got to get stuff shored up. And then when I make my next $1 million and I'm actually a millionaire, I'm done. I'm totally done, I promise.
Yeah. You fucking go buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And then you're fucking looking at your Lamborghini and you're like, I don't even need nothing else, man. I just got a fucking Lamborghini. Everything's going fucking great. And then you buy a second Lamborghini and you're like, I don't need nothing else, man. I got this second Lamborghini. Oh, I need a house though.
Yeah.
So I got to get, this much money to buy a house that I shouldn't even have. Because it's like, that's the other thing about con artists is they have to hide that money from the government.
Yeah.
It just seems like so
It's not fun.
much, dude. And it's just like you're always on the edge. I feel like you're always on the edge of getting caught in those situations where you're just sort of running away. You're like on the run from the day it kind of becomes successful. Like,
Right.
that carpet cleaning guy, man. The first time he borrowed $100 million off of a bank for a fucking carpet cleaning business, dude. And like he started running out of money. So he would break into his own business and steal everything and then claim it on the insurance. And
Yeah.
like he was just like, he was doing all the crimes. And like, so the bank, he took it public. That's how he got caught.
Uh-huh.
He took his carpet business public on the stock exchange. And they were like, well, you can't go public unless we check out the work you're doing. So he rented out 5 floors of a building, paid all the security guards at the building to act like they know him as he walked in. So they're like, hey, how's it going? And stuff like that. And he took them on a tour. They like made a television set almost of a carpet cleaning business. And I was just so... Once that happened... Then they went public, and then it was just like he was busted almost immediately. Just people were just like, I don't know how a carpet cleaning business is going public. And the carpet cleaning place was called ZZZZ Best Carpet Cleaning.
No.
Because he wanted it to be the last name in carpet cleaning, right? Like
ZZZZZ. We're the last name in carpet cleaning.
That's what he said. That was his thing.
So he did the opposite of our AAA carpet cleaning or quadruple A.
Yeah, they want to be the first
Quintuple A.
name, but I think the last name is better.
For negative, for pessimists, or
Well, no,
I feel like also I think it's because when if you're looking at like the AAA from another category, all of a sudden now you're back.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
How about just name your fucking business a name? Like, none of it works. I will never frequent an AAAA business.
Okay.
Ever.
Wow.
There is no chance.
It's untrustworthy.
Yeah. I just can't express how. Go ahead, name your fucking business AAAA carpet cleaning. And sure, maybe some lazy person that doesn't feel like turning the page or whatever can do it.
Yeah.
But back then, dude, no. That naming convention is for scams. That's all it's for. People that figure stuff out like that, I think. Like, that's what Craigslist has so many of. Like, Craigslist is basically a website to go to get scammed now. Like, every time I'm on there, it's like nothing. Like, when you look for an apartment to rent and they're all the same place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like there's 15 entries of the same apartment complex, but with different prices and different names. It's just like, that kind of stuff. I guess I'm just like a mainstream guy. I like to go to the mainstream companies. If I'm getting my fucking carpet cleaned, I'm getting my carpet cleaned by Stanley Steamer. Okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that the number one
Yeah.
in carpet cleaning?
I would think so. You know a better one?
No.
Boom. Stanley Steamer. Best carpet cleaning place out there.
Because it's the only one we know.
Yeah. Well, but so I brought all this up because I put Netflix on to watch that vegan thing. Right?
Uh-huh.
Fucking comes up on the screen. Hey, we're raising our price to $19.99 a month.
Ooh.
Like a whole message across the screen. I looked at that and I said, when's the last good thing I watched on this thing? And $19.99 a month. Way too much.
Yeah, it's steep.
Way too much for a streaming service. It just is. But so I'm like looking at Katie, I'm looking at Gwen, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking cancel this thing. But then I don't have the guts to do it. I can't pull the trigger.
It is they have centered themselves. I mean, they are a name brand. They're like Band-Aid, you know.
Yeah.
They're the name of streaming. It's like calling the Xbox a Nintendo. Like you call your Paramount Plus Netflix.
But I feel like there's like 10 different better, like HBO
And
Max
they
is
control
better.
stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
They control comedy.
The true crime stuff is pretty good on there.
They have a shitload. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not advertising for them, but I also, I don't know. I guess it's hard for me because people do have to get paid for this stuff, and it's like the same thing with gasoline. Everything in this country is way too cheap because we're ripping everybody off.
Yeah.
So $20 a month does seem like a lot, but that's because they're ripping people off and ruining people and like overworking them and stealing from them.
It's just when I'm looking at $20 a month on one of the services, and then I look at my bank account and Hulu's $33 a month.
Yeah.
Like I have hit, just with 2 of these services, I've hit $55 a month. Well, that's 4 services actually, because Hulu comes with ESPN Plus, Showtime, and Disney Plus. So that's 3 things. $33 for that, $20 for Netflix, and then the rest of them are somewhere. I think I'm paying more than I paid for cable now. I'm almost positive I'm paying more than I paid for cable now.
Yeah.
And I just can't bring myself to cancel anything. I can't do it. Every time I go to do it, I'm just like, maybe I will let Mike teach me how to pirate.
Yeah, you need your shows.
I just need stuff to watch. I don't want to fucking pirate stuff. I hate pirating. Not because I hate stealing or I'm against pirating, but because it is the biggest pain in the ass in the whole entire world to find what you want.
You can't get a Roku TV and it says, would you like to pirate instead of pay? And then you just choose that option and watch whatever you want.
Yep. Yeah. You got to first of all, you came and have an Apple TV. You got to hook a goddamn fucking computer up.
Right.
To your TV, that's already.
You need a Usenet group.
Yeah. You need
an FTP.
You need to get one of those fucking VPNs.
Yep.
That I will never be able to figure out how to work. I bought one time. And then I got a refund 3 hours after I bought it, by the way, which was because I bought it and I found out you couldn't use it for your Apple TV. And I was like, I got to cancel. This is worthless. Because I got it so I could watch wrestling on a VPN. So I could rent the passwords out. That is a smart idea. Benjamin Alexander in the chat said you could rent out your passwords.
That's true. Pay for access.
Because, man, I have a lot of passwords.
Brandon and Sarah are good for that.
Yeah, they'll come and just give you money, too, when
Yeah.
you're hanging out. They'll just give us $40 sometimes because they're like, we're using all your passwords. We don't even fucking know what they're using. I now know what they're using because, like, I'll open up HBO Max and somebody watched The Gilded Age, which is like a Downton Abbey for the United States. And I'm like, that is nobody in my house is watching that.
Yeah. Well, I had a great week since the last show. I made a new dad friend.
Oh.
Yeah, as soon as like the sun started shining, I went to the playground, and it's a dude in like the same exact situation as me. It was amazing. Like he was like I got divorced after COVID. My wife makes twice as much money. She lives in a house. My kid hates my fucking shitty apartment that we're in. He was talking about like making food for his dog, which I used to do for Spec back in the day. Yeah, he was a cool dude.
Is he? And it was at the playground for school. Are you doing playground after school shit?
Yeah, I picked her up.
I
Yeah,
like that.
And let him play.
That was some of my favorite days. Back when my daughter was like in kindergarten, first, second, and third grade, you go to playground, you hang out with all the moms.
Yeah.
Fucking chat it up. You know, they tell you everybody's a sex criminal that's
Right.
walking by, and then you go home. I did it every single day.
Yeah.
For those early days, especially when it's warm out.
Yeah.
I've decided no more outside when it's cold. I'm just done with it.
You're just a shut-in?
I'm just sick and tired of being cold.
It's over.
I'm not going to take walks anymore if it's cold outside. It just ain't going to happen. I hate it. I'm waiting until it gets warm, and then I'm going to take walks again.
Yeah.
This working out has changed my whole outlook.
Yeah, that also seems to be the general aging thing. Like, I used to ride my bike 365 days a year, and then now I'm like, I'm only going to do it when it's comfortable, to be honest. Like, I'm going to do it when I feel great and when it feels good, and I'll do other things.
Yeah.
I also went, so I did have a good time. This is opposite of the Rocky Horror sitch. I went to that Bossy Girls pinup joint and watched Shrek burlesque.
Oh my god,
Shrek.
Shrek.
It was Shrek.
Were they putting on like Shrek?
She had a Shrek bald cap with the ears on. and took it all the way down to the ground. Yeah,
I would go to that.
It was fun. It was the best time ever. I also somehow like, I had $100 bill in my pocket, and I was like, oh my god, just give me cash right now. So I was just throwing money the whole night. It was so fucking fun. It was the best.
Damn.
But I don't know. Actually, I want to hear from people. I didn't throw money at the dancers. I just threw it on the stage. But people were being really polite and just like making little tents out of the dollars and putting them on the stage. But I feel like I brought too much of the strip club.
Yeah, I don't think they do strip club style.
Throwing money is fun though, and I think it's like confetti.
Yeah.
Like if you rip your top off and then I throw $1 in the air, it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I used to love going.
Lord Farquaad. There was also dudes. It was guys, gals, non-binary pals.
Was there donkey? Was there a donkey?
There was no donkey.
Oh God, they just probably
He could have came out with a parfait and everything.
Yeah.
Donkey. They did Prince of. It was basically the theme was not Disney, so it was just any animated movie that wasn't Disney. There was a B movie dancer. It was great. I recommend it.
Yeah. It sounds
was a fun time.
I mean, I went to the burlesque once in Chicago. It was the best.
Yeah, you saw the best
in the world.
You saw the best there is.
There is no better burlesque than this show I went to. For real, it's like a big deal. And I had listen, the people were very nice.
The Fly Honey show.
Yeah, people were very nice there. There was a lot of nice people. It is not maybe my style of thing that I enjoy, but I went and I saw it.
I'm going in June.
Okay. All right.
Brand is getting me tickets, so I will be there.
Damn.
Fly Honey show in June.
I want to go. I was going to go to wrestling and maybe still going to go in August.
For what?
Labor Day weekend to see All Out.
Oh, in Chicago?
Yeah, because it was so good last year and I didn't go. I haven't been to wrestling in a long time.
It's like Pittsburgh next month.
Oh, Dynamite?
Yeah.
Yeah, on 420?
Yeah.
Is it? Is it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Pittsburgh. Yeah. I want him to come here. I'm kind of like with AEW, they play the same places over and over and over again. I'm really hoping that kind of fucking cools out after the last pay-per-view they had the worst audience of all time because they were in fucking Florida for the 3,000th time. And the people were just like, I don't fucking care about this anymore. I've seen it. It's like a house show at this point.
Really?
So, yeah. There were all these really great matches that got fucked up by the audience being awful. Just not getting up for stuff. Like if you can't get up for fucking Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson, you're a fucking loser. Okay, and then the next night, then on Wednesday night, another Florida show. People did the what chant to Eddie Kingston of all people. Made me very mad. I hate Florida now.
That's disrespectful as fuck.
Don't go to Florida. Don't go to Texas. Go anywhere else, basically, because people would be very happy to see you if they did it. But I want them to come to Columbus, man. I want to see a hometown, somewhere right in the middle of the pay-per-view. But they could come to Columbus for something right in the middle of the pay-per-view cycle and not really give us anything like they did when they did Cleveland. When we went to see Dynamite in Cleveland, they didn't give a shit. We didn't get nothing at that show. We just got a wrestling show. But, yeah.
Sorry. I thought I swallowed some glass. My fucking rim of my bottle broke. I didn't feel it myself swallow it, but...
If it's small enough that you swallowed it, you might be okay. I don't know.
Sure.
If you check your shit later.
I'm just trying to find the chunk.
Check your shit and piss later and see if there's blood in it.
Oh, I don't want to pee out a piece of glass.
Well, it's not that bad. I've peed out a kidney stone before. It's just kind of like... People think it sucks. It's kind of like... Oh, no, I'm going to be gross here. Kind of like that weird feeling. It hurts. Kidney stones hurt really bad. I'm not saying they don't hurt really bad, but they hurt your back. The actual pissing it out part, that feeling is more like after you nut and you have to pee and you got a little backlog and it's got to knock that little backlog out. That's really how that feels. It's not too bad.
Okay.
But I don't think you ate glass. But I don't know.
I don't think so. I didn't taste. I would have freaked out more.
I would have tasted the glass.
I'm just looking for the little piece of glass.
Where is the glass, please? I want to know.
All right, we have a bunch of calls.
Fucking get them on, baby.
Let's get it on.
My headphones on.
Remember the dude from Celebrity Deathmatch?
Well, isn't that the guy from UFC?
Yeah.
Let's get it on.
Yeah.
God, UFC used to be so good before it turned into a sport.
I know. Before people trained specifically for UFC, when they would just let any old person that thought they could fight, that thought they trained the most in like kung fu or fucking
that big
street brawling.
Guy? Remember that big fat guy that gets chopped right in the middle of the face and goes down like a ton of bricks? That's like the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I have seen a lot of fucking crazy shit in my life, but that guy just fucking standing up like, I'm going to crush this. Because he thought he was going to crush that guy. There's no way. He thought he was going to grab him and then lay on him and the fight would be over. And the guy just is like a karate guy and he just fucking chops him right in the face. And the guy's like, just falls down. It was such good times, man. When Tank Abbott was a guy.
Yeah.
Like, he was the shit. He stunk at fighting. Like, you liked him because he was fucking... taking punches and throwing haymakers. I love him. Also love Butterbean.
Who did him?
God rest his soul.
All right. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to?
Hey, it's Nick. How you going?
Nick, you know what? I was just reading. I was just reading the menu. I didn't see it when you sent it to me. The menu for Taco Bell in New Zealand. I feel for you. I mean, I can't imagine what good food costs. Would be my question.
Oh, it's insane, man. I was thinking about that earlier as well because, like, I'm sad that we don't have some of the food that you have in the States. So we've got, like, there's good New Zealand food. We've got, like, meat pies and sausage rolls and stuff, which, like, to me, a meat pie seems like something Americans would love because it's just, like, ground beef and cheese inside pastry.
Okay.
And it's amazing. And you sort of think about fast food in the States and it fit really well there, but I don't know. I think there's a few New Zealanders and Australians that have started restaurants in like New York and stuff. Meat pie. Anyway.
Meat pie. But yeah. I think the thing that people always like about American food is that we have disgusting junk food that like really excites people,
Yeah, I mean, Runza is pretty close to a meat pie that we have here, I would say.
Runza.
What is it, Brett?
Runza. It's basically like a Runza. It's like you make dough and you stuff it full of ground beef, cabbage, onions, cheddar cheese, and mustard, and then you bake it. And it's the fucking best. And like in Kansas, there's a whole fast food place.
Yeah, that kind of looks like a sausage roll. I'm just looking at photos now.
Yeah, and then all through West Virginia,
it's like when you
Virginia does it too. Pepperoni rolls are real big there. You can get them at every fucking gas station. Sorry. I said pepperoni.
Yeah, like meat pies are probably the most unhealthy thing. I think New Zealand sort of sits just below America in terms of like obesity. Weddings.
We got them crazy foods here. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I was actually thinking about this yesterday. I'll run this by you guys maybe. I was thinking, what if? And look, you guys can all shoot me down if you think this is a bad idea. Just remember, this is my dream, okay? Here we go. Fruity Pebbles. Instead of fruity, pizza.
Pizza Pebbles?
Pizza Pebbles. And then you put Pepsi in instead of milk.
Oh, my God.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You getting? That sounds pretty good, right? I think they can sell it.
Savory. It'd be fourth meal type shit.
Yeah.
Like a savory quick dish.
Yeah, people love savory food, man. Like, And there
Dorito
are
cereal with like
I
ranch milk.
That's what I was thinking yesterday. I was like, why aren't there any savory cereals?
Yeah.
Like, what is that about?
Bullshit.
Nobody's thought about pizza pebbles? I think it seems like a genius idea.
Pizza Pebbles.
Cheeseburger pebbles. Basically, any of the Pringles flavors, pebbles.
Yeah, or combos.
Everybody in the chat, that should be illegal. That sounds awful. Sorry, Brian. I'd try it. I
You
think
should put some like beef broth in with your like cornflakes, man. See how it goes.
Yeah, my feeling though, seriously, overall, like Australia and New Zealand, like we're hand in hand with America. Like y'all are definitely brothers and sisters in them bees to me. Like you are hillbillies, like y'all have real hillbillies. Like British people make zero fucking sense. I don't get any of their stuff. Their trash people are on a different world. But like New Zealanders, when it comes to like dirty rock and roll and just like having a fuck it ass lifestyle, I think that we're like on the same page.
I mean, like I totally agree. And I never used TikTok before, but like I've just liked all of because we've got a huge like gang presence in New Zealand, and I was just like liking all of the videos from the Black Power and mongrel mob gangs in New Zealand, and like they do some crack up shit. I used to work in like this liquor store, bottle shop, in the regions up in the North Island, and like dudes would just like trade carcasses of deer and pigs and shit that they'd been hunting in the drive store of the liquor store. It was fucking crack up, man. Like
Wow.
there's some real redneck shit in New Zealand for sure.
I actually found.
I was also on Mongrel Talk recently too. Very weird.
What is mongrel talk?
The Mongrels, there's like a biker gang in New Zealand, but they
Mongrel?
Mongrel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We got the Mongols.
Yeah, like a mongrel dog. Yeah, like their iconography is a bulldog, and they're called the mongrel mob, and it's
got their
the
face
biggest gang
tatted.
in New Zealand by far for sure.
It's through tattoo people because I get tattoo TikToks all the time and they get their whole faces done.
Nice. Like
Yeah, it was funny because like there's a traditional Māori tattoo, which is like full face, like traditional tattoo, but these dudes will just have full on like mongrel mob, Rotorua with a bulldog, and like they're a Maori gang, which is funny because like their iconography comes from the 70s, and it was all just to be as shocking as possible. So they're a whole bunch of like brown dudes, but they all have swastikas all over their faces, which is pretty fucking weird.
That's what ours was too. Fucking biker meth, shake and bake crank like that. That's why I said like we're tight. We got the same stuff going on here.
Yeah, I think like
I found it really funny you were talking about the documentary before that like the dude ended up in that town like next to Dollyville, and I found the funniest thing was that like he didn't know what to do with this like situation he got himself in, so he was just playing Call of Duty for like 3 weeks in this horrible motel in Tennessee.
Yeah. He and like once they got busted, and then people were like, that motherfucker, because he had told this lady, I love that he told that lady that the whatever the alien people are, right?
Grays?
No, this guy was just this crazy thing when he told that lady that they needed him to be big. So he was just fucking slamming down pizzas, man. He gained like fucking 200 pounds or something like that because he was just like, that's part of it, man. I gotta be big.
Yeah, he said that he was pizza.
Yeah, they got busted because they ordered a Domino's pizza. That's what and she was like a vegan lady. So yeah, that's how they got busted. I mean, I honestly, when I watched it's really weird. There are a lot of things you like. It felt to me like she was definitely in on it. You know what I mean? Like she was also conning everybody, but it didn't make sense. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is like, if you have the business and you have the money, why con the investors? But I mean, I just think there are some people that gotta steal. They just fucking gotta steal.
She filed for bankruptcy like before all this shit happened. Like if you read up online, because I watched it too, and I was like, with all the workers like protesting against her and stuff. Like apparently before she met the dude, she filed for bankruptcy and she was in for a whole bunch of shit. And like it was only her story being told. So there's some rank shit going on. Like, I didn't get a good vibe from her either, but she was definitely manipulated by that dude. It's definitely a TV show that probably didn't need to be like 4 hours long, though, for sure.
For sure. But I just think, I guess, like, what I'm saying, what I always think of this stuff is, like, there are people that are born and they are going to steal for their whole life.
Yep.
And they're not going to stop there. Even if they have $5 billion, they got a lot of that from stealing. Like, there are just people who have to steal. They can't, I don't want to call it like a disease. It's just like, I think if you steal at a very young age and you realize, like, oh shit, I can just get stuff and not pay for it. I think that gets you so excited that you're just going to do it for the rest of your life. Because I got caught stealing.
Well, this is kind of fucked up because you look at the dude who like con all these people out of money and stuff, and then you look at, like, I don't know, any boss you've ever had, or like fucking Jeff Bezos and shit, and they're all just like dragons sitting on a pile of money. Like, they're doing ethically exactly the same stuff as this dude did. It's just on a larger scale, and we put one person into a pot and the other into another one, and like, there's no ethical difference. I mean, obviously because it's such a micro scale, like that dude just ringing up his in-laws or emailing his like wife's mum and being like, "Can I have like $400,000, please?"
That was
pretty
crazy
fucking crack up. I don't think if I rung my girlfriend's mum or dad and asked for like $100, they'd probably say like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like,
yeah, why are you even talking to me? If I contacted my wife's parents, they'd be like, "What? Why are you even talking to us?" I'd never be able to ask them for $40. They don't even have $40 fucking dollars. But yeah, that was also wild, man. Dude was just, and all he was doing was gambling. I think that's what was the craziest thing for me.
yeah.
But like, I'll say this.
It's fun to gamble.
But he was really gambling. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's fun to gamble. It would be fun to really gamble.
like with $1 million.
Yes, I would love it.
Yeah.
Lose it all. Throw it away.
I stole. So when I was in fourth grade, I would go to the grocery store in my neighborhood and steal cigarettes and then go up in a tree and smoke them, right? Not really smoking though. You know, like not inhaling or anything. It
Puffing
just,
on them?
yeah, it was just like, oh, well, you know, it's neat. I'm smoking cigarettes like adults do. And I started stealing candy. And I stole a pack of Bart Simpson gum. And I stole it so badly because like my technique was I went to the candy aisle, I grabbed the Bart Simpson gum, and then I walked with it to a different aisle, which is suspicious already. You know, if you're just a kid, like what you doing in the dog food aisle,
Sure.
sort of thing. And I stuck it in my fanny pack too. So it's like it wasn't even like I should have, if I wanted to steal, put it down my pants because they can't look down your pants. But instead I put it right where you would put something that you're stealing. And I got caught, and that's really was the end of like my stealing career. And I have to think that if I had been successful in my stealing career that early on for like an extended amount of time, I would fucking still be like really going off on the stealing. You know what I mean? But now I'm like really cautious, and like the only way I'll really steal is by not ringing stuff up at the self checkout aisle. I won't just put something in my pocket. And like even to the point where like if I go to the store and I didn't get a basket and I didn't get a cart and I'm just picking stuff up and I need somewhere to put something, so I put it in my pockets. I fucking make sure everybody that works there sees me pulling it out of my pocket and going like this and paying for it. Like I'm like hands up, you know what I mean? I'm not stealing because I'm weirdly afraid to get caught. I even know that they don't do anything to you.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it at all. You should be stealing the
Did you
most.
guys,
What happened,
do you
man?
remember like Tech Decks, like the tiny toy little skateboards? But I think they still sell them. When I was like 10 years old, so like 20 years ago.
Tech decks?
In Kmart in New Zealand, like
Tech deck.
my friend stole one while I was there, and we both Tech Decks. So my accent probably makes it sound fucking quite inappropriate, but like stole some and dragged to the like dealing room of the Kmart and went through all that drama, and like even though like ethically, especially in New Zealand because the supermarkets are real fucked up here, would have no problem doing it. Like I'm just fucking afraid, man. Like I just can't do it, and it's not ethically. It's just like I'm a big pussy, you know.
Yeah, you got taken back. You got caught and taken back in the room. You said the Kmart stealing room.
Like 10 years old. I was with a friend. And my mom. You know, like the security guards take you back there, and they're like, you know, sign the trespass notices and all that shit.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That I the guy that caught me just said. These words ring out through my head all the time. He goes, "Oh, Bart Simpson," and then he's like, "I never want to see you in here again." Right? Mm-hmm. But like one of my top things to do in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade or so was go to the store with my dad to get out of the house and to get him to buy me stuff. But I couldn't go in the store no more.
Right.
So I just had to like make excuses of why I didn't want to go to the store, or when I got to the store, I'd be like, I'll just wait in the car, you know?
Sure.
But it's like riding to the store with your dad just to wait in the car.
Yeah.
Or I'd be like, can we go to Kroger instead of Food Center was the place? Can we go to Kroger instead of Food Center? You'd be like, I'm not going all the way to fucking Kroger. Food Center's right down the street. So like, I did not go back into Food Center for fucking 3 or 4 years. I was so scared they were going to remember me. I probably could have gone back in the next week.
Yeah, they didn't have any idea who you were.
Yeah.
They didn't remember you at all.
A 79-cent thing of fucking gum I stole. And just when the guy, I kept trying to say, no, I paid for it. He wouldn't, I was going to pay for it. I think I was saying I was going to pay for it. I forgot I had it.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I forgot I put it in my fanny pack and I was going to pay for it. It was like, no, you weren't. You was straight up stealing. This is the worst excuse in the world. But like, he didn't call the police, which was really sort of, he didn't call the police, didn't call my parents. So I really felt like I got off scot-free at that point, you know?
Nick, do you all go by the English slang version of fanny where you're at?
Yeah, no, that just means it means vagina, dude.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
We don't use it.
You don't?
I mean, it's like saying diddle for penis or something, or willy. You know, it's like it means it, but no one says it.
It's a silly word for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we wouldn't say fanny pack. We said bum bag, which is like
That doesn't. That's yeah.
Same thing, really. Brett, did you ever have to go back in the shoplifting room?
Yeah, I did have to go in the shoplifting room for stealing some IOU jeans.
How did you handle it? How bad was it?
It wasn't too bad. We got stern talking to. We skated over to the Schottensteins, and I stuffed some shorts into my bag. And on the way out, this guy grabbed us, took us in the back. And, just said basically the same thing. Like, we caught you on camera. We could send you to jail. Basically explaining all the stuff we could do. He just called my parents, you know?
Yeah.
And this was also one of the worst times ever because my dad never left work for when we did stuff. My mom was busy or tied up. My dad had to come get me.
Oh, shit.
And, it was very weird because I also, as now the age that I'm at now, I know my dad is also a fucking thief. Yeah. But he was in some weird, like, I'm supposed to be a dad right now. Oh. And so he was like just talking so much shit at me. Like, I don't trust fucking thieves, man. I don't know what you're doing stealing because you can't hang around fucking thieves, man, because they're just bad people and all this and that. And I'm like, dude, I don't steal from people. I steal from companies. That's a different thing. You didn't catch me stealing from our neighbor, you know?
Yeah.
I stole shorts from a place that charges too much for shorts and too much because y'all don't have enough money.
Yeah, Dope Wizard Comrade in the chat said my friends and I would do such epic beer runs in 2003, 2006, which one of his friends got caught stealing CCCs, and they really put the brakes on that shit for a minute. We were high schoolers. Beer run is the craziest thing you can do. Never did it in my life. My friends never did it. Now, we did because they can't sell beer after 2 a.m. here. We did at one point consider grabbing 2 cases and running out, throwing the money at the cashier and running out of the place. And I think we even did go in once and try to talk them into just ringing it in when it's legal to buy beer.
Yeah.
But when I went to teen court for my curfew violation, 3 of the other people that were there for beer runs, which is incredible. Like the people were just going fucking off with that beer. In 1995 and 96, people were really, in Columbus, were really doing beer runs, man.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. I mean, if they would just sell the beer to fucking 18-year-olds,
Yeah, that would solve the problem.
then you wouldn't have beer runs anymore. That's how I feel. Chorus Eden, Maris Trainard in the chat said Chorus Eden over the counter back in the day. That is like a big time good steal there. I have a lot of friends that did a lot of Chorus Eden back in the day. Good times. So what else is going on, Nick?
No, much. Like, COVID's hit real bad here now, so like, covering for a lot of workmates and shit. Like, everybody's getting real sick. It's probably at the peak of it now, just falling off. But
So I mean, like 100 people got it
so
there. Is
I've
that
got
what
one of
you
those
mean?
jobs where it's like, no, I think we're getting like 20,000 a day, and we've got
Oh,
a
wow.
population of 5 million, so I guess it's probably similar to Ohio. Yeah, I think roughly about 20 people dying a day. So it's like, I don't know. I sort of thought about it because I'm from Christchurch, right? And like all the houses that would have fallen down in the earthquake already have, right? So like it's kind of like that. Like, you know, in the previous like Delta and the one before that, like we didn't have anyone really die. So all the old people now probably, you know, a little bit more vulnerable for it.
Yeah, the
But,
Omicron was
I've got one of
wild.
those jobs where, like, you know, yeah,
But
it's fucked up, man. Like, I
It
don't
is
know,
crazy
like,
that I mean, I guess that the state there actually did a good job of at least holding it off for this long. Like, we could have at least gave it 2 years of hard work and then said, now we got to deal with what happens. You know, like we didn't even get that kind of protection.
We gave it like 4 weeks.
4 weeks, yeah.
Of really like barreling down. Nobody was
you-
mad.
if you want to see some real dumb shit, you should, you know how, like, the Canadians and I think in DC now there's the big anti-mandate protests, which crack me up because I know in the States you don't really have that many mandates anymore, so I don't know what they're protesting about. But we had some in Wellington, and it went on for like 3 or 4 weeks of people camped up and like right next to the Parliament buildings, and it just turned into essentially like a hippie camp of like drum circles and a whole bunch of fuckwits like throwing bricks at the cops and that sort of stuff. But there's some real fucked up videos of it. Like, I don't know. It's really funny in New Zealand. I think I've said it before. Like, we just import a whole bunch of politics from the States. So, and something like that, you'd see a whole bunch of like Trump and fuck Joe Biden flags, and you're like, what is even going on?
You got Brandon
Real
flags
dumb.
over there?
Yeah, well, I've seen Let's Go Brandon flags for sure at that protest. Like, it's such a level like below making sense. It's just bizarre.
Get your own fucking.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
Go
getting a whole bunch of
Brandon.
QAnon stuff here.
Yeah, get your own goddamn Let's
The
Go
closest
Brandon.
one now is the big theory in New Zealand, which is like the most QAnon aligned thing, is that our Prime Minister's fiance is been arrested for like a massive cocaine shipment.
Hell yeah.
That's their theory at the moment, which is pretty crack up.
That kind of sucks though, because I would guess that cocaine is really hard to come by there.
Oh, it's so expensive.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Everything here is super expensive apart from weed. Yeah, like you can't. There's no poppies in New Zealand, so there's no like all of the opiates are shipped over, and then cocaine. Like there's obviously no. You can't just grow it. Drive it across from another country.
Yeah,
like, it's got to come in on planes. So.
Yeah, cocaine and well, you can't get opiates here anymore either. Opioids legally. I mean, you can get them.
They are hard.
They're really hard. Opiates and Xanax and benzos are really hard to get over here now too. But
yeah, I can get cocaine, but not pills.
Yeah,
not opiates.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting ketamine from a clinic.
I should leave it for some other callers to call through. I've got a couple of two people at work today, which is some bullshit. But have a good one.
Call back anytime.
Thanks.
Buddy.
Yeah, we love it. Appreciate it.
It's crazy. They got
have a good one.
They got a fucking Let's Go Brandon over there.
I know.
That's
remember, but
here.
Don't you remember? We covered it forever ago. Was it the Australian Tea Party?
Yeah.
That was fighting against Subway for being halal.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you this while we were waiting to set up. The listeners really liked the JP Sears episode.
Okay.
I recommend you let me and Brett do the JP Sears research. Like, don't go looking for yourself.
Why's that?
Because it sucks.
Oh.
It's really tough to listen to. I just saw one today. What fiat money people get wrong. It's like a Bitcoin fiat.
Oh no,
thing.
He went too far.
He did. He
used to he would just be a video of him in like a V-neck shirt saying, "We have this chinchoa bark, elixir that's going to help all of your negative ions." And now it's lecturing on fiat currency.
He would 1000% he would be making more money now if he didn't go that way.
Yeah. I was even thinking about it earlier this week. I was still rolling around in my mind. We got to check up with him again. Eventually.
I will.
Because
for sure. We'll give him the brewer treatment. We'll check in on him every now and then.
It was because he was doing like a parody of himself. Like I was thinking that like if me and you or maybe someone in this sphere were to do just like a really tepid takedown or like satirical point of view of conservative like YouTubers and success people, you would say that they're obsessed with communist China.
Yes. Yeah. You would literally say communist China when you talk about it, because it would be goofy.
It would be the crazy, yes.
Yeah.
Because that's the nut job thing to say.
It's crazy. That guy, I mean, Brewer, I feel like Brewer is trying to be funny. Is the difference between him...
Brewer can make people laugh with weird noises.
Right. But, I mean, when he does the sheep noise and stuff like that, that's an attempt at being funny.
Sure, it is.
Like, he's trying to tell jokes. They're just bad and stupid,
right.
Yeah.
This
guy, I mean, I guess technically he's trying to do jokes, right? But he didn't do
He's not,
any.
though. Because that's the thing, like, he's doing satire, which is, the whole thing is supposed to be a joke, and it doesn't come off that way.
No, it comes off like a really angry guy.
And so confused.
He came off so mad. It was one of the craziest fucking things I have listened to in a long time. So, yeah, we'll get back. And, Aaron Lewis cut a promo on Zelensky. So we'll have that on Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a concert. I don't know why you go... Aaron Lewis should quit playing the music at the concerts.
Just do speeches?
Why not? If he's fucking cutting promos at every concert like this thing is 2.5 minutes long. So it's not even like... You don't talk that long between songs at a concert. That's a long time, dude.
He's like a grandpa at the fire, though. That's like handing down wisdom.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You get rid of the fucking music and people get everything they want. No, he said, I think Putin's good because he's fighting the deep state. So we'll have more on that.
Okay.
More on that on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm perplexed by the whole thing. The punishing every Russian person... Like, why don't they do that to us? I wish they would do that to us.
Because all
Like,
the stuff comes from here that's
I-
punishing. You know what I mean? Like McDonald's.
Yeah.
We don't have a Russian equivalent of McDonald's in the United States because we fucking infect every bit. Like there's "Let's Go Brandon" signs in New Zealand. You know what I mean? Like we infect everything. There wouldn't be anything other than like gas.
Yeah, I think when we invaded Iraq and everything, like they should have kicked all of our athletes out of the Hall of Fame. Like, why not the same treatment?
I agree. Dude, I'm with you.
There's an F1 driver from Russia. They said you can't drive anymore, and they took away all funding. Like just like straight up based upon his nationality.
I know. I saw. I think it was Matt Chrisman posted this. It was the National Mustard Museum took all the Russian mustards off the shelf and put them in the back.
Why?
It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. There's a wrestler that wears Russian gear because she's from Russia, and her gimmick is that she was in an orphanage in Russia, and she's like succeeded to this thing. She had to fucking apologize for wearing her gear
For being proud of where she's
at a
from.
pay-per-view. Yeah.
Apologizing to Americans about being proud of where you're from. What the fuck sense does that make?
Yeah, she had to do a whole apology. She's like, I don't agree with this shit. I'm fucking from Russia. I didn't make new gear because I didn't think it was a big fucking... I didn't think people would be like, I think she's with Putin.
Right.
And even if she was, you fucking... If I said I don't like Biden, like nobody would yell at me thinking like I'm a big Biden guy. You know what I mean? So if I just had an American flag hat on,
Right.
if you have an American flag hat on,
Yeah.
people wouldn't be like, this guy loves Biden, man. He loves everything that Joe Biden does.
That's true. You're right. Every American flag should mean pro Joe Biden.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. Closing Burger King, I think, did the move. They are still open, but 100% of their profits, I believe, go to Ukrainian
Okay.
stuff.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
If that's more fair than just being like, we're closing all the McDonald's, you know?
Yeah, or you can't ride on the train or use MasterCard or some shit. It's so weird.
It's the
so
oddest
fucking
time.
bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, it boggles my mind how people and it's weird that people are just like streamlining like right into it. Just like we hate Russians now. We do hate crimes against Russian people.
Yeah. Well, same thing with the last enemy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who, but there was another enemy before. I fucking had wrestling on the other night, and Jeff Hardy, of all people, shows up in Ukraine colors.
What?
I don't think Jeff Hardy's ever
Wait,
watched
who
the
gives
news in
a
his
fuck?
life.
Yeah. No, dude. Tell us about like sick beats or something.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think Jeff Hardy's a news head. I can't imagine he has any. But
Show me a video of you riding your ATV on your phone.
that is the Carney move, though. If you see everybody has
In a
the
move,
Ukraine colors and you're a baby face.
You come out,
You
painted
come out
up in the
with
blue and yellow.
Yeah, you don't even gotta fucking know anything. Yeah, you don't gotta know shit about it. You just come at. I mean, that's some good baby
He's
face
taking a
moves.
stand.
Yeah, but yeah, that Layla Hirsch, legit Layla Hirsch, had to apologize for wearing Russian colors on her title,
Bullshit.
on her gear.
All right, next call. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who we talking to tonight?
What's up? It's Bear.
Bear! Hey, what's up?
What's up? Hey, I had something very specific I was going to call in about, but then you talked about the fucking Pigeon Forge thing.
Yeah.
And if you guys remember, I was in Pigeon Forge a couple weeks ago, and I shit you not, this is a real story. The fucking cabins I was staying in that we rented out were just like absolute shit. So I decided that I was going to try to like find a hotel for the night, basically.
Uh-huh.
And I walked down to whatever the fucking closest thing was. I think it was either a Hilton or a Marriott. I can't remember. Maybe a Holiday. But it was one of the big chain ones, right? And as I walked into the lobby, like the lady is trying to explain to this guy who, like, hey, we don't have any more lodging that you can rent tonight. Like, sorry, you're out of luck. And he just keeps saying more inflammatory shit. And he resorts to, at one point, he says, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm with the CIA. I need this room for police investigation right now. And she was like, what the fuck? No, you're not.
People do that, dude. That I can't believe that anybody falls for I'm from the CIA or I'm a secret agent, because how the fuck are you supposed to like, you can't really disprove it, but I tend to just, I would never believe you if you said it to me. I know that, you know, the joke online is like, oh, everything's an op. But I just don't think that ever would happen, you know? The goddamn, I'm a secret agent, I need this hotel room. Now, that was on a recent TV show that came out. A guy did that trick and got a hotel room. And that's what that guy in Pigeon Forge was doing. The guy that was pretending to be an FBI agent was going in and be like, man, we got some real FBI shit going on down here.
Yeah.
And we just need a hotel room right now.
This guy he went on for 20 minutes and then he pulled it out of his ass thinking that he really did something. And the like fucking concierge chick just full force was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no. No, you're not. You would have said that to me right away, or did he say like, you're making me blow my cover here? I'm in this.
Yeah,
No, he had like
damn
for
it.
the way that he's like, well, like, I really don't want to have to tell you this, but like,
I want to tell somebody I'm a fucking CIA agent and see if I can get them to believe me.
now see, here's the real move, I think, right? Because a CIA agent is too far-fetched. I think, though, that people want to kind of be like part of something like thrilling, like a mystery or something. I think if you said you're like a private investigator, you could probably fucking get somewhere.
Yeah, but they
Like,
don't
I'm
give
gonna be
you
honest,
nothing.
I'm like a PI. Like, I feel like people want to be a part of that.
I agree. If you tell them you're busting like some horrible cheater or something, they're totally going to try to bend the rules.
You think so?
Yeah,
I
as
would
long as you
think they
give them
would
a little bit of what's going on, just to
Oh.
come up with a story, you know?
Just go in there and be like, I gotta.
You can even say,
Say I don't have
like
the
some
money.
like really basic scummy shit. You know, you could be like, there's this guy, he's 24, he just got married, and he's trying to hook up with like a 16-year-old, and they'd be like, oh, that's awful. Yeah, let me get you whatever you need. And like, there's no 16-year-old. That's not real. But they don't know that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're great. You're ready to do this.
You're right, and you're right that if you make somebody a part of the mission, you can it'll work. I would say that idea. See, I think saying you're a secret agent is the move, only because they feel like you're stopping terrorism or like fentanyl or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like they think you're really doing some shit.
There's a fentanyl ring out
Yeah.
back, and I got to stay here.
And you really want to get
Well,
because I would be like, I need a big room because I got all this equipment I got to set up to catch this guy. So you get like a big suite. You just stay in a really nice hotel.
Right.
I feel like in order for that to work, you have to find somebody who's like either paranoid enough or passionate enough about those things that they like give a shit, right? Because if you came up to me and you're like, I'm stopping terrorism, I need all the food from the Chili's right now, I'd be like, fuck off, man. But if you're like, hey, listen, I need to feed my crew so we can go, like, I don't know, stop a home invader or something, then I might try to help you out, you know? I might listen a little bit more. I feel like you need, like, a universally bad thing.
Yeah. Terrorism. For me, it's always like, I think that they're mixing ricin in this place.
Right.
You know, and ricin's
Yes.
a really good one too, because people haven't thought about ricin in like forever.
That's since Breaking Bad.
Oh, I guess Breaking Bad, yeah. But that's even 2006. That's
Oh, yeah.
plenty of time ago. I was thinking ricin because I remember right after 9/11, they were always saying like, well, you know, they could hit us with ricin, they could hit us with anthrax, and it ended up being anthrax. You know,
Yeah.
but they brought up ricin too, and smallpox. They said they could give us all smallpox.
I definitely think the private investigator is the move, though. I feel like that's way more believable, you know?
Yeah. So I got a question for you. at Chili's, are you allowed to give people Russian dressing?
Ooh.
I've never actually heard someone genuinely ask for Russian dressing.
That's true.
In fact,
I agree.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a dressing.
To be honest with you.
But it's out of style now, I guess. Russian dressing is out of style, but it's a dressing.
Thousand Island.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they just changed the name of it.
Yeah, once the commie shit happened in the 80s is probably when it stopped being a thing. Once we started doing the Cold War stuff.
Oh. It says mayonnaise, ketchup, and other ingredients is what it is.
Okay, yeah, that's just Thousand Island. No, we still have that. But, like, the weird thing about, like, this section of Georgia is we're kind of still, like, mid-Cold War in our, like, public pieces. It's really weird. We do weird PR shit that shouldn't happen anymore that, like, as a city and, like, as a county, that, like, is just in fear of if something happens, you know? Like, that's a thing that, like, mayors and shit and sheriffs, like, run their campaigns on, is, like, if we get attacked, I don't know what to do, and people actually vote for it. Like, we're still in the communists are everywhere mindset, so I feel like Russian dressing was a change that happened quicker here than other places, you know?
Yeah. It does look like it's Thousand Island. I don't know why they changed the goddamn name.
I remember they used to be Russian, you're right.
Yeah.
Old TV show used to talk about it.
I was
when I was a kid.
Trying to figure out like what they would have at Chili's that would be banned. You know, I guess probably you can't buy Chili's in Russia. Like they ain't gonna let you do that.
Yeah, I don't know what Russian dishes that Chili's has really.
They wouldn't have any, but I bet you there's probably a Russian restaurant that they don't let you.
Maybe Chili's is gonna start selling borscht or something.
Yeah,
to like support Ukraine.
I would sell borscht,
buffalo chicken borscht.
Yeah,
with
just do borscht for the dinguses that like are for Russia. Like nobody's really doing stuff for the people that like Putin and Russia, and that is like a whole week. They got to elect a president last time.
Borscht is Ukraine.
Okay, borscht is Ukraine. I had no idea.
I don't know what Russian.
We have all this stuff like.
No good Russian
in a
food.
Chili's to make pierogies. I've been trying to convince them to do that for a minute now. We might do that. That's kind of Russian, vaguely.
You're not allowed to do that.
Polish.
They ain't gonna let you do pierogi. Yeah, I like Bear. I'm gonna tell you, I really admire trying to get something added to the menu at a Chili's because I just don't think they're listening.
Moscow Mule.
Okay.
Let me tell you the bullshit that Chili's did. Okay, we have this fucking burger on our menu now. It's called the Alex's Santa Fe burger, and it's a good burger. But the number one thing that we advertise about it is that it was made by a Chili chef. It was just like some shit that he made himself, and then he put it on the menu later when he became like an executive. And they made it sound like that if you could convince like your local tester Chili's to do that shit, then we could get stuff added to the menu. But nothing I suggested has like got anywhere. And in fact, my manager has told me like 6 times. He's like, dude, don't talk to me about the fucking menu on the clock. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I wouldn't want to either though. I everywhere I work, the people in the office or in the kitchen were making delicious food. Like Chuck E. Cheese. Man, there was this dude at Chuck E. Cheese that made the best breadsticks I ever had in my fucking life. And I think about them still all the time. Now, the regular ass Chuck E. Cheese breadsticks, not very good.
Okay.
But man, when you do it the way he was doing it, it's fucking amazing. Oh, yeah. With cheese and like oregano. And listen, I know I said oregano wrong, but for some reason, the people I grew up with said oregano, so I say it. And pepperoni and then a lot of garlic butter.
Pepperoni on it too?
Yeah, it was good, dude. It was so goddamn good. And they wouldn't put it on the menu, and I thought it was really stupid because it's like, dude, that's a lot of you're leaving a lot of money on the table there with these breadsticks. So I never believe
like orange chicken and like Chinese food in the back. It's the number one thing that we make.
I just never believed that thing where people are like, yeah, somebody was working back in the kitchen and they came up with a recipe and then boom.
Yeah.
Now it's on the menu across
Yeah.
the country. I've never believed that in my life because they always say that to you when you go to orientation at a fucking chain restaurant. They will tell you, like, if you come up with an idea in the kitchen, man, you know, let us know and then we'll serve it across the country. And then for me, now that I'm saying it out loud at my age, you don't even get paid for that. You should get a bunch of fucking money. You should get cut in on every single one of the things you made. That's how it should be.
Yeah, they used your story of like being just a chef in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, they used it to make money.
Yeah. They used it to goddamn fucking make money. They owe you is the thing. That's just how I feel. You should get a fucking $1 million for that because I think every dish at Chili's makes at least $1 million.
For sure.
You think so? Really? Maybe not.
Bro,
like
absolutely.
cottage cheese.
Way more than that. We overcharge for fucking everything. We make way more than $1 million off a single dish.
So, you think that I'm going to ask this in 1 year? Do you think that every single thing on the menu makes at least $1 million? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Even the unpopular shit, even like our Southwest chicken that we never run out of, and we're constantly throwing out like expired like bags of the Southwest chicken soup, we're definitely making at least $1 million off that shit. It's like $5 a bowl.
Yeah, I think the only thing I can't imagine is cottage cheese, which is some shit that's on every menu that nobody eats.
Cottage cheese?
It's on every menu, dude.
Some pineapple on top?
Yeah, they had cottage cheese at Chuck E. Cheese.
You sound really like a grandma right now,
What?
talking about Russian dressing and cottage cheese at restaurants.
No, I'm saying that every restaurant has cottage cheese.
None of
I've never
that,
even eaten cottage cheese.
None of the
in my
fancy
life.
We
Alliance
don't have
places
cottage
do.
cheese on the menu.
There's no
What?
cottage cheese.
We don't have cottage cheese
With
on the
just a
menu.
little bit of black pepper, it tastes mighty fine. With a little tomato slice. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, they had
That's
it
when
at-
they were struggling for flavor back then.
Oh, I know they
They
love
would
cottage
just go
cheese.
fucking crazy for a little ice cream scoop of cottage cheese.
Yeah, I looked up cottage cheese restaurant.
Fucking blow their minds. Little 14-year-olds working in coal factories, drinking a pint of whiskey a week, and just having some cottage cheese with a tomato slice on top and losing their fucking gourd.
I mean, that thing makes me. Cottage cheese is disgusting to me. And then there is one other thing that like totally skeeves me that people used to eat. And I'm fucking blanking on it now. There's cottage cheese. And back in the day at the bar when they would have pickled eggs just sitting on the fucking bar and you're just going to sit there and eat eggs. Like while you drink beer. Like what is your fucking problem? That is like such a fucking... That's a problematic thing to me that like even if I went to a bar, if they had pickled eggs on the counter, it would be the craziest thing in the world to me. I would have to leave if I saw people eating it. I have to leave when my family eats hard-boiled eggs. I like have to leave the house. I hate the smell, and when I see somebody bite into one, and then when you see somebody bite in to a fucking hard-boiled egg, and then they have a little bit of egg in the corner of their mouth.
Powder?
Yeah.
Yolk powder?
Yeah, just a little bit of the fucking white outside of it, just right in the corner of your fucking mouth. It absolutely... I probably should get a block away from you if I see that going on.
That is one of the weird parts of It's a Wonderful Life is he goes to the bar and someone just like scarfing an egg down.
So weird,
killing
man.
it.
The old days were stupid as fuck.
No, I feel like pickled eggs might not be like awful, but like I don't know. I'm an egg fiend, and I cannot stand any boiled eggs or like deviled eggs or anything like that. Like,
Stop it now.
anything
Deviled is
that
the best.
requires boiling the egg to make it.
The color of the egg part is the problem.
That greenish, brownish, yellowish?
Not the yolk. The thing that bothers me is the color of the white
Really?
part of the egg. Yeah, that is looking at them makes me want to throw up. Like
Why?
I've never touched one with my hands in my life.
They're way too white. They're way too white.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about me that like my family makes fun of me for too. Is like I eat like 2 white foods and then none other. I eat ranch, and I eat ranch and I eat vanilla ice cream.
Bread,
Bread's not white; it's brown.
potatoes.
Bread's brown. Potatoes, yeah, white. But I'm saying like as far as like eggs.
I bet you mostly eat
mayonnaise.
white foods. Most American food is white food.
Well, maybe. I'm just saying there's a certain type. Cottage cheese makes me sick. Sour cream is hideous. It just, as a general rule, I say no white sauces.
Okay.
Basically, is how I deal with my life. And keep eggs. I was like, I don't even know how people eat fucking deviled eggs. I think that's the craziest shit I ever heard of. It's
so
all stuff I hate.
decadent.
Mustard, egg. Ugh.
I mean, the snap of the white part is good. The firmness, it's wonderful.
They're the worst shit in the world. Of
Hot
all
Local
time.
Al asked about rice.
no.
You don't eat rice. You don't like rice.
I eat rice.
You won't eat rice.
Rarely.
I've never seen you eat
Oh,
rice.
right.
Actually, but I was gonna start eating like more rice because I found a ramen place that makes this thing called the garbage trash ramen or something like that, and it's just ramen without broth.
But that wouldn't be
With a bunch
rice, though. Ramen doesn't have rice.
I know, but I eat rice in tacos and burritos. There you go.
Okay.
But that's it. I don't eat a lot of Chinese food, obviously. I eat a place called Yats, which I'm going to say this. There is a restaurant in my town called Yats, and it makes, they make, what's it called? They make like gumbo.
Creole.
Like Creole food, right? So I'm sitting there eating with the wife, and I'm like, what the fuck is a yat? It's such an ugly word, right? So I'm looking up what a yat is. I Google it. It means a member of a lower and middle class segment of the white population in New Orleans.
Cool. Dirty white boy food.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy to me. I think it's such a crazy thing to name your restaurant.
They're honest. Baby.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna
we
start
got
using that word now. Yeah,
Don't-
is like a new
I'm a
added to
yat.
vernacular.
It's like a yins, too. It's like a yinzer. It's like being a yinzer. It's a yatzer. It's all connected.
true. So you got anything else, Bear? We got a full queue currently.
Okay, I'll leave with 2 more quick things. One, don't have any menu items on a chain restaurant. Don't think I ever will. But there was a local restaurant that I got convinced them to add Monte Cristos to it. That's pretty cool.
Ooh,
It's a good
smart.
achievement.
Smart
Yeah.
move.
If any of you are ever in the area, Appalachian Grill, they got some sweet, sweet Monte Cristos.
Awesome. Glad to hear. Love a Monte Cristo.
Other thing is, I don't know if any of the Street Fighters out there have tried these weird new Delta 8 disposable things. Tried it for the first time because I ran out of weed. Don't. I feel awful. It's bad.
What? Delta 8 disposable what? Cart?
Yeah, it's like one of the vape ones. Yeah, it's one of the bigger brands. It's the Flying Monkey one that they have like everywhere. It's like at every vape shop, gas station, anywhere. I picked one up. Just I was broke, didn't have a plug. Yeah, no, lungs feel awful. Stomach is awful. Bad time. It's a real bad time.
Oh, I'm a Delta 8 fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for like during the day, like I'm trying to be more mild instead of like having my full, having everything scrambled, I have been using it some.
Yeah. I got used to like smoking before work, and then I was like, well, I'll buy this and hit it during work. But like, no, I just feel awful all the time now. So
All right.
just if you're gonna get it, get good quality shit, I guess. I don't know. I am in the middle of like no weed at all, Georgia. So
Yeah, Aftuella is right in the chat, said never run out of weed. That's kind of what you got to do there. I use it as like an accoutrement to my normal weed use. Like a little extra.
true. That probably wouldn't be too bad then. But just general advice: check your shit.
Check
All right.
your shit.
Well, thanks, Bear. Appreciate it. Where can they follow you on socials?
Still just chilling with the Instagram, really, at Bittacinna, BITTACINNA. Always glad to have people hit me up too if you ever wanna chat.
Hell yeah. Good to hear from you, Bear.
Peace. All right, let's get this rolling. We got a few more to go. Oh my goodness. Let's do this. Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who are we talking to tonight?
Hey y'all, what's up? It's Brandon from Dallas.
Let's go, Brandon. I'm sure you've heard that. Never heard that one, but that was good because we said it at the same time.
No, I love it. I'm always telling my friends that it cuts through conversation with conservatives. It's the first thing they go to. I just don't have to deal with it anymore.
They love Brandon.
They're like, oh my God, your name's Brandon. And you're a good sport. You're a good sport. You know, I said, let's go, Brandon, and did a white power sign, and you didn't even flinch. You're a good sport.
How much do you love me?
Yeah, exactly.
How
I just
lucky?
skate right by.
How lucky do you feel that you're named Brandon? That's got to be great. Everybody's chanting, let's go at you. And it don't even mean what you think it is. We're actually mad at a guy. So what's up, Brandon?
Oh, I wanted to call in because I heard, Brian, you're always like complaining that like you hate like roller coasters and things like that. But then I also heard you say you got into like the Defunct Land series on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was wanting to know like what you'd like take on like some of those other rides that like aren't, like things like dark rides. Like, are you into stuff like that? Have you ever done one?
Well, here's the thing. I don't hate roller coasters. I'm scared of them. I think they're neat. You know how there are a lot of people who like horror movies because they're afraid of the thing that they're watching the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always go back to Open Water is this movie that came out that like my wife saw the trailer and said, this is the scariest thing I could ever possibly watch. I never want to see this movie. Okay. Open Water is a movie about people in the middle of the ocean on a tour, and then the boat goes away, and then they're just floating out in the middle of nowhere. And she watched that movie one time while we were doing the podcast. And I just was like, why would you watch that movie? And she's like, I had to see it. That's why I'm fascinated with roller coasters in a way that like, I mean, it's kind of the same thing with wrestling, right? Like, I don't always talk about wrestling, but I know a shit ton about wrestling. I don't talk about roller coasters or dark rides or any of that stuff, but like I said, I watched all of Defunct Land. And then I also watched this, I think it's a guy named Disney Bob or something like that. I watched all his things. I don't remember his actual name. But I think they're cool, man. I think dark rides are... I guess I wouldn't say I think dark rides are cool. But, like, they're the only kind of ride that I could ride and not be scared to death. And like, I find it really intoxicating. I'll tell you, when I go to an amusement park... Obviously, all of my friends and family, they ride roller coasters. They're not afraid of them like me. So whenever I go to an amusement park with people, I will wait in line for the roller coaster with them and then cross over the tracks and go to the exit when they board the roller coaster. And I get scared.
Yeah.
I get scared crossing over the tracks. Like I'm thinking somebody's going to push me and make me sit down and ride the roller coaster. Like it's almost like I'm walking right up to the ledge of doing something really fucking dangerous.
Like exposure therapy.
Yeah. But I'll never get on it.
Yeah. You're just like an inch away.
Yeah. And it's weird because I'm also like not afraid of heights either, which I think is like, I don't know why I'm afraid of roller coasters. I intellectually know I'm not going to die on a roller coaster, but
it's an uncontrollable feeling that you get dragged through.
Yeah, and if I look at the fucking thing, it feels like
it's like
scary.
Yeah, that's like the main reason why I wanted to like bring it up, just to like pick your brain on it, because I know there's like so many of those like smaller like dark ride coasters, like something like Space Mountain at Disney World is like considered like, I mean, I would say it's pretty small, but you get like all the fun of like, you know, being inside and seeing like space shit. But like,
So-
I mean, most of the Disney rides are all great. It's like, even if like they seem silly, not much is happening. It's like there's a lot of cool technology in there.
Yeah, for me, it's like I rode. Actually, this is funny. This is what got me into Defunctland. Is that like years and years ago, I rode this ride called Tomb Raider the Ride at a place called Kings Island around here, and it's considered
I
one-
know. Yeah, I've seen the video on that one.
Yeah, I rode that, and it scared the piss out of me. I rode Disaster Transport, which is another one that Defunctland did an episode about, where you're supposed to be on a spaceship, like. And you land in Alaska for some reason. It's a really fucking weird ride. I rode that, and I
they
really
did a whole
enjoyed
thing, a
it.
job of theming it.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fucking, the theming I thought was really neat. But like, yeah, I can't go down a big hill is my thing. But I like pretty much, I do like rides, I guess, but none of the ones that regular people like.
Okay.
None of the ones that people aren't
makes sense.
terrified.
I'm
by.
like super big into doing those rides at like Universal Studios or Disney, just because they just have all that like I don't know, like theming gone into them, animatronics and shit. Like the Jurassic Park ride is just like cool to see dinosaurs, regardless of the thrill.
Yeah, I want to go back to Universal Studios really bad. I went there when I was a little kid, way too young. All I remember is riding the Back to the Future ride, it being mind-blowing that I was in Back to the Future, one of my favorite movies ever. So, yeah,
It's exciting.
yeah, I'm not like I haven't been to an amusement park in probably 15 years. So, and the one time I did go to one, it was a water park and it was 50 degrees. So, didn't ride any rides there either.
That's rough.
Yeah. So, but Brandon, thanks for calling.
Oh yeah, that was mainly what I wanted to get to. You know, I love picking your brain on that stuff. I'm glad I got to dig up a little part of Brian.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's my lore, baby. Old Brian lore.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Have a good
Brandon.
night, though.
You too.
Yeah. Let's. We just want to see you succeed. Is that what Joe Biden said?
What?
When they got him to say, "Let's go, Brandon."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. That was like around Christmas.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. Thanks for calling Street Fight. How you doing tonight?
Hello.
Hey, it's Teddy.
What's up, Teddy?
Hello.
DIY Fieri?
Yeah, at least that's what we'll go with.
Well,
That's not really my name, but we'll go with Teddy in Maryland.
all right.
okay.
Can I call you Tedward? You know.
Sure,
that's
why not?
Well, what's up, Teddy? How's it going?
So actually, as I was listening to you tonight, you brought up Aaron Lewis, and it reminded me of a sort of local connection because one of the Orioles players about 10 years ago used Aaron Lewis Country Boy as his walk-up song, which
Oof.
is a really weird walk-up song. Yeah. And it wasn't even like, so he had the end of the chorus and then the part with the devil in LA line.
So he's a
So
hillbilly.
it was just not an uplifting walk-up song at all. I didn't even know it was Aaron Lewis, but I Googled it at the time and I was like, wow, this is what Aaron Lewis is doing now. Okay.
We played on Butt Fest episode, one of the last ones. Me and Alexander played the whole song as part of the show.
I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy fucking song. It's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
mean,
No.
people say, "Oh, he's not from the country. He's from Vermont or whatever." He's not from the South. I think he is legit from the country. I don't know if he was like
And like Maryland or something?
no. Vermont,
Massachusetts?
Vermont, and
I think
Massachusetts.
New
yeah.
Hampshire, Massachusetts, yeah. But up in New Hampshire, they think they're like live free or die up there. So
True. It doesn't. People never think. I think it's weird how people basically don't consider the Northeast hillbilly, or not hillbilly, redneck.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it really feels like a lot of people in New York are rednecks, even though they're not like, wouldn't be considered a redneck, but like.
Don't do that. You can't. Don't extend that to people of New York City.
Well, I'm saying that
Outside
there
New
are
York.
people that are kind of in the same, like in Long Island, is what I'm saying. There are people on like Long Island that seem exactly the same as the rednecks we have here.
Yeah, maybe.
no, yeah, I mean that's a good point because my ex lived up in Vermont, and it was a town that had like dirt roads and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And the people
It's
are probably
pretty
crazy
remote.
as hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
could you
definitely.
imagine living in the middle of nowhere in like Vermont where it gets like really cold too? Like, ugh, jeez.
Yeah,
Pete.
in dark, like it, the sun's going down at like 4:10,
yeah.
and it's like maybe gets up to 15 degrees as the high temperature. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds tough, man. My aunt lived there for my like crazy aunt lived there for a while. Crazy because she doesn't own a TV is really the only reason we called her crazy. But she bragged about it though. You know what I mean? So not cool.
When someone's in your face about it, it's like, well, fuck you. You're weird.
Yeah. I wanted to so bad. And plus she'd be like, our kids don't even care that we don't have a TV. And then them fucking kids would be at my house just fucking parked, man. No matter what was the fucking kids are watching pro golf.
Yeah.
Like,
Can't believe it.
Yeah, it was a lot. So yeah, for sure. Yeah. Aaron Lewis is a real dumbass. I called him a boob today. That's the best
That
thing I
seems
can
right.
call him.
Yeah, that seems super right.
He's just a boob. Never forget that he fucking ran into Wes Borland at an airport. Wes Borland's about to get on a flight to LA. They stop and talk for a second. And he's like, where are you going? Wes Borland's like, I'm headed home. And he was like, that ain't your home. And got mad at him.
Los Angeles ain't where you're from, boy.
You're from Florida.
I think he said something like, I read about that. He said something like, you don't you ever forget that.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't
You're
forget
from
them,
Florida.
the muddy waters of Florida.
He seems like he really like whenever we do a Butt Fest episode, I will take the week and listen to pretty much any Aaron Lewis interview I can get my hands on. The other thing about that dude is he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, of course.
Like he really doesn't
not
ever
like-
come off as anything but a
kind
fucking asshole.
or like a actual decent person.
Yeah. It's weird because like you could have like a Trump person like uncle that is generally a very nice person, but just as mixed up about their politics or whatever. But that guy isn't that, man. It seems like the nastiness just pervades every inch of his being and his life. Like he puts off such bad vibes. I don't even know how all of his songs from Stained were about bad vibes. So that's probably how he got the audience. But this country stuff, I don't fucking know how he's got all these fans with this country stuff. Just seems horrible. Boring. Well, thanks for calling.
Actually, so
Go ahead.
one thing I just want to thank you because I'm a teacher and it's been my routine every day I drive into the school. I listen to some kind of street fight program for the last year. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
hey,
that's
we
great.
appreciate you. Thanks for calling.
Glad we can help.
Beep, beep, beep,
Yeah,
boop.
thanks.
All right, next. So we're getting them down.
Yeah, what was I gonna? It's it is also, it's a very weird way. I just unlocked this for some reason of saying that like I'm from the old school. I'm about decency. I'm about love. I'm about respect. I'm about treating people right. I'm about helping your neighbor. I'm about everybody's my brother in Christ. None of you. I never met a single person that lived up to that standard except for me. And that's why I think you're all fucking idiots and I treat you like shit and I'm an asshole all the fucking time.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I've listened to countless hours of Aaron Lewis interviews. And I've also listened to countless hours of David Draymond interviews. And I've listened to countless hours of Sully from Godsmack. The only fucking damn one of them is David Draymond. Seems like a good guy. And Sully seems... I don't know. He even seems awful most of the time. You know, we played that one clip on the show where he's just being like casually racist and stuff like that. He's just like, he seems like a dick too.
Well, I'm just thinking of like, I'm thinking of the person I know that's a fan of that music, and they would do stuff like, say like, Brett, you meet a man, you shake his hand, you look him in the eye. And I'm like, you don't have to say that to me. I don't need like training on like...
You need man training?
I don't need a man training. Yeah. And it's just... And he was also a huge piece of shit, but also very much like, I love everybody, you know, as long as they don't try to be transgender, as long as they don't dislike America, you know, as long as they're exactly like me and live up to all my standards. Like, I love myself the most, and I've actually know everything more than anybody else, and nobody lives up to that standard. So my solution is to whip them into shape with abuse.
Yeah.
And meanness and cuss words.
I kind of agree with you in that, like, I think that, like, those people don't like a single, like, it would be impossible.
There's nobody that meets their standard, right?
Yeah. They don't meet their standard either.
They don't either, yeah.
That's the other problem.
They hate themselves. They're extremely hard on themselves, yeah.
Yeah, in their mind. They're never hard on themselves in public.
Right.
No, when they're talking to you, but in their mind, they are miserable.
Absolutely.
Fuckers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. All right, thanks for calling Street Fight. How you doing tonight?
Hello? Hello?
Skeleton.
No, there's somebody there.
Jangle your bones.
I heard everybody on the phone say hello.
Yeah.
Are you on? God.
Adam.
Yes,
Adam.
I'm here.
Hey, what's up?
Yes. Hey, yeah. So I'm here.
Cool.
Welcome.
Yeah. So, I was on a recent work trip.
Okay. What happened?
Okay. Yeah. So, like, while I was on it, my boss got fired.
Was he there with you?
No, he's not here with me, but
he got fired?
Yeah, he got... Well, it was... the official thing was he was resigned.
So your boss left the job while you were on a work trip.
Yes.
Nice. I mean, do you know who your new boss is? Are you the new boss?
No, I'm not going to be the new boss. I know, I'm more of a, I work at a architecture firm, which I guess is more white collar than you guys are used to.
We get a lot of people. We get a lot of white collar people on here. Yeah. I mean, people that work at, maybe not at architecture, like people that work at call centers and stuff call here all the time.
Yeah. But, what's this weird thing, we got back from the work from home thing, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. and he was just completely checked out. And I kind of chalked it up to, I thought he realized how worthless he was.
No, they would never realize that. That's not.
Not like
You don't think that's the thing he would come to?
No, bosses could never figure out how worthless they are. It's just like not in the makeup of a person that could end up being a boss. You know what I'm saying?
You only become a boss by like believing that you're better than everybody else, like that you have what it takes. You have to justify your existence as the boss.
Yeah. Well, you never have to justify it to yourself.
Yeah.
So he was just like not doing work.
I mean, I got the same thing.
So he was just like not bugging you and stuff. Like it seems like you'd want a checked out boss. In my opinion, I would love a checked out boss.
That's the thing. It's like I kind of love that he wasn't bothering me and wasn't, he didn't seem to care, but I don't know. He checked out and we got the realization from the CEO he is no longer with the company. So
okay.
Now
I'll say
this. Situation.
I'll say this. You've lost a good thing. That's what I can say about this. Not knowing everything, not knowing the whole thing, but it seems like you're going to get a boss that's actually working now. That's where the problem comes in. You fucking have a boss, they're checked out, they don't bug anybody, and you're like, hey, my life is pretty good now. I've had jobs like that. Like where fucking I got a new boss, or my old boss is lazy, he doesn't do anything, but he never bothers you and never makes you do anything. And then they get fucking fired, and then you get a new boss, and that boss is trying. It just ruins everything. So I hope that doesn't happen with you. Maybe you should run to be the boss.
Yeah, I've thought that as well. But I have a call with the CEO of the company tomorrow about what. Essentially, it was like what my boss should be and what he should do in the future.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You might be in trouble here. I don't think you can say what you really want your boss to be. That's not what the CEO is looking for.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I don't know if I should just be like, here's how my former boss was like the worst.
Yeah.
Or if I should, just like,
I would just say, well, I generally work well on my own if left to my own devices. And also, I really work harder under bosses that give me frequent raises. Those are the two things that I'd be looking for.
Yeah.
I strive. Yeah. If you don't, I strive. If you're not paying attention to me, that's when I really fucking work.
And that was the good thing about the boss that got fired is he I felt like he didn't know what I was doing, but I kept doing it and it was fine and we were making money and I don't know.
Well, that sucks. I hope it works out for you. Keep us posted.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted, but...
All right.
Appreciate it.
We'll see how it goes.
For calling. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right, next call.
I said, yeah.
Thanks for calling Street Fight. Who we talking to tonight?
Hey.
Howdy.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Hey, it's Joel from San Diego. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you,
about
Joel?
to wrap up our shift.
Oh, nice. I'm just chilling out here in beautiful San Diego, California. The sun's about to go down in a little bit.
It's warm here, bro. You can't get us now. It's fucking warm here.
Yeah, it was like 60 something.
I'm sorry, man. I have a couple homies who live out in Ohio, and they've been telling me about how brutal the weather's been recently.
Yeah, it's getting good now, actually. But yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty shit. So
We got our last snow of March, and that's done. It snows once in
I'll
March.
say that.
It's not gonna snow again.
It snows in April sometimes, dude.
I don't think it will this year.
I'm hoping
Oh,
not
yeah.
either. But it is early for it to be getting to be 70. I think that's the thing. I'm off. I don't have to do shit on Tuesday. It's going to be 70 degrees, and I'm going to go work out, and then I'm going to go walk. I'm going to do one of my big long walks after working out, and I'm saving leg day for that day too. So I do leg day, then take a 20-mile walk. My legs are going to feel so goddamn good, man. I love that feeling.
Melted
baby.
bacon fat.
Yeah, just very strong
That's
legs.
pretty slick.
Yeah, I like sore legs. So
I'm kind of bummed because it was like raining this morning, and it's this whole next week we're getting like hit with a heat wave, so it's going to be like unbearable all week long.
oh, it's about to be 70 here and sunny and just feeling real good. Probably the cum trees will probably start blooming soon. We'll be able to smell cum in the air. It's going to be great.
We've got one of those right in front of my workplace, so I have to smell that when it starts blooming. It's pretty brutal.
There's one right in front of my house. When you open the windows, my whole house smells like
no!
Yeah, it's great. So what's going on tonight?
Oh, I wanted to call in to tell you guys about my old job. Before I started working at this new one, I was working at this Mediterranean restaurant. And the owners were Jehovah's Witnesses, and they were always up to some fuck shit, like constantly, like messing with us.
Really? And you can't even become a Jehovah's Witness. That's the other issue. You can't even join them to get on their good side.
No, you can become one, but there's like a cap on the people who get let into heaven. It's very, very weird. I always like joked with the other coworkers. We're like, man, why did these people pick like the worst of the Christianity offshoots? This one like has the least perks. It's like the biggest bummer. You don't get to have any fun. I do not understand the appeal.
I don't get it either. And especially like if you have to live that no holidays lifestyle, but then also you don't get into heaven
that's one of
anyway.
The things I wanted to tell you guys.
Okay.
That's one of the things I wanted to tell you guys about. I forgot very briefly around Christmas time that they were Jehovah's Witnesses. And it was like, the owner was like this little fat guy, like really like round man. And he had these 3 terrible little ogre sons, and they were ridiculous. But one of them recently got married, and I asked him if his wife got him anything for Christmas, and he was like, no. And I was like, really? Your wife didn't get you like any presents or anything for Christmas? And he's like, no. And I just like, I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever, man, and just like forgot about it. And then like 30 minutes later, one of the waitresses came up to me, and she was like, hey, you remember that they're Jehovah's Witnesses, right? They don't do Christmas at all. And I was like, dude, blowing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I joked to her that I should have asked him if he got any like blood transfusions or had any surgery recently.
Yeah.
So I mean, did you have to work holidays? Were they like, I don't get why you motherfuckers need Christmas off?
Normal. That's normal, like restaurant stuff. They expected us to work holidays because they didn't celebrate them, which was cool. One of the specific like jerking us around maneuvers I wanted to talk about was when COVID first hit, they gave us Employee Appreciation Week, which is where they just told us not to come into work because they couldn't pay anybody.
Oh, geez. They were also like not pay. That sucks. Yeah, I guess people just stopped going really
they tried
sudden.
to pitch it. They never gave us like holidays for anything, and like it was so hard to get time off. And then they floated this out here like they were doing us a favor. It's like, these fucking assholes, dude.
Employee Appreciation Day, just don't come into work, and we won't pay you any money, but we appreciate.
No, it was Employee Appreciation Week. They were like, week. Don't come
You
in
get
for
the
a
whole week. You get the whole week off because it saves us money.
You get to do whatever the fuck you want for a whole week.
Exactly.
It's great. You don't have to work on our schedule or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm. I thought you guys would appreciate that as a new boss maneuver, just giving people Employee Appreciation Week where they just go, don't come in and we won't pay you.
I love it. I would be okay with it though, because I was a dude that really liked having time off, you know, even if I
Yeah.
wasn't getting paid for
To
it.
my-
I was always like, I'll figure out how to live without that money.
Yeah, it's hard not to do. It's like, I don't have to come into work, though. You're not going to get paid. It's fine. I don't want to come into work, though.
Yeah.
I
It
was pretty
sucked.
stoked on it. I didn't like losing the money, but I was like, oh, great. I don't have to be around these freaks right now. This is great.
Yeah, I agree. It was probably nice for a few days. You know what I mean? But then it was like, well, where am I going to get money? So, I'm with you.
Yeah, it was my second job at the time, so I wasn't like totally put out. It was still a little annoying.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling. We got to get another call out of the way to end our shift. So,
No worries.
thanks for calling. Have a good night.
It's
Appreciate
good talking with you guys.
Yes.
Have a good one. Bye.
All right, last call.
LASTCALL. Last call. Oh, by the way, I got a Lasco fan for my anniversary.
This is Matt Memphis.
Matt, who?
This is Matt from Memphis.
What's up, Matt? How's it going? How's the truck driving life going?
Breaker 19. This is Kilgore. We got herd of Smokies on our 6. Just want to let you know. No,
How is it going?
It is going poorly. I just got put in a real shit situation that I've been griping about. I don't know. Do you want to hear about trucker bullshit, or do you want to hear about how I am rationalizing having a butler as mutual aid? I don't know. 2 options.
Either one of those is fine. Whichever one you think is the funniest.
Well, I don't know. The trucker stuff is just bullshit. Where I got held hostage by my company for the umpteenth time, where they fucked up and told me I couldn't leave or go anywhere, and I had to yell at them for like a day and a half before they'd let me not be held hostage by them. And then when I was coming back home today, I did see, while I was peeing in a rest stop, a sign for a cop anti-human trafficking organization asking, are you or is anyone you know being held against their will without pay? Are they being unpaid and unable to leave? And I was like, well, that's me a lot of times at my job currently. Should I call this in?
I mean, you could try.
I don't know. Like I kind of want to put you on my butler, who has a lot of shitty Amazon stories talk. I know I'm the last call, but I've been trying to make this guy call in for forever. He's a good buddy of mine, and also a Matt. So is it cool if I pass the phone to him, or?
Yeah,
sure.
Let's hear it.
All right. This is other Matt from Memphis.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Great. How are you,
no,
Matt?
I just didn't know if the guys. I'm pretty good. I just didn't know if you guys had any Amazon questions. I didn't know if anybody had called in regarding Amazon.
They have in the past. Are you driving? Like, what is your Amazon job?
No. I actually worked there as a seasonal employee last year for 6 months, part-time, and essentially worked at a sort facility. And everything you've ever heard, I can just confirm. Like,
Did you pee in a bottle?
Hellish nightmare.
Did you pee in a bottle?
You know what? I did not pee in a bottle. Now, what I did do is we have what's called 5-hour sorts, and they're 4 to 5 hours, and they're so hellish, they figured out the time to make them, which is 4 to 5 hours, because if you go over that, you're going to get injured. And about 30 minutes before the shift ends, if you go, and this is a thing I learned, you go to the toilet and to quote unquote take a shit. No one's taking a shit. Everyone's pants are up, and it smells fantastic. It's just such a nightmare job. 30 minutes before the end of the shift, all the stalls are packed.
Oh, so can you take a 30-minute shit there without any grief?
Well, I did work with one guy who had an ops manager stand outside of one of the northern bathrooms, which is one of the ones I went to, and scolded him for being in the bathroom for 20 minutes.
Dude.
And the guy's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
The next time it happened, I would go right in that guy's area and just take a shit in my pants. I've said this about when you get busted by the police. Like, if you're really fucking about that life and you want to really make it rough for the police, just shit your pants in the back of the car. They you'll be sitting in your own shit, but they will be too. And your shit is a little less smelly to you.
Right, yeah. We all like our own brand.
Yeah, we don't mind.
But but that is such the nightmare hellscape. Is these ops managers don't get paid that much, considerably more than the floor workers, and the dude was standing outside of the bathroom timing his shit.
Hey,
that's insanity.
Somebody there must know that people are going in there for 30 minutes to get away from work.
Yeah.
And now they're going to start scoping out the bathrooms 30 minutes before. Because there's always kind of stuff like that at every kind of job you have, where like everybody has a way to get around something. And then the fucking boss finds out and they start monitoring you so you don't do that anymore. And then you have to figure out a new thing. Like, we used to go sit back at the cable company. We would bring our trucks back because we didn't have to go into the building at the end of work, so we could just take our trucks there and park them, and we would just leave like 2 and 3 hours early from work as soon as we were done with all of our stuff. Then they made a rule that you have to sign out, so we would come in and sign out an hour and a half early, and they would be like, well, you can't do that, and we'd be like, well, that's our lunch and 2 breaks, so we're just leaving. And they're like, nope, you got to take your lunch and 2 breaks during the day. You're not allowed to let them all line up at the end and come back in. So like, it's always like a big whack-a-mole game with bosses, I think, that you get yourself involved in, where you're like, I'm going to go shit at the end of my shift for 30 minutes. And then fucking they figure that out, and then you got to find another thing to do for 30 minutes to get out of work.
Yeah, but the ultimate irony here is that the managers there essentially had no higher firepower anyway. So if you wanted to be an asshole, you totally could. But nice. I think a thing most people don't understand about an Amazon gig, especially like at a sort facility in Memphis, which is a distribution hub, one of the biggest in the nation, is that when I was on shift, and I'm a part-time worker, like dragging pallets around for my PR, like, and I'm using an athletic term for a fucking job, which is sad. My PR was 23 miles in a 10-hour day.
That's
pulling a pallet and a pallet jack.
Okay, that's okay. I was just gonna say that, like, I mean, that's like a dream day for me, being able to walk 25 miles, but not dragging a pallet jack, but a dream day.
Well, that's you, but dude, dragging a pallet, like, it's a nightmare. My once again, a PR for a 5-hour sort was 14 miles. Just because, like, I'm one of those guys who just doesn't know how to half-ass a thing, which is an insult on me. But then I learned hanging out with other people that were working like 40 hours a week, that, hey man, you're being a dick.
Yeah, you gotta
You're
slow
making
it
us
up.
look bad working your 15. Yeah, slow the fuck down. But yeah, man.
yeah.
Anyways, absolute nightmare job. And by the way, like half of the people there, even like the part-time people, like are wearing things called orange jackets, and that means you've worked less than 20 hours.
Oh yeah.
What?
And every shift, half of the employee force had not worked 20 hours, which means that turnover was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is fucking nuts.
Weird.
Well, Matt, thanks
I
for
saw
calling.
people limp out of there every day.
Damn. Yeah, I believe that. Well, thanks for calling. We got to clock out now. We're already in overtime, but feel free to call back. Tell
all right,
Matt
buddy.
to have you
sorry
call
to,
back.
Sorry to talk
Yeah.
your ear off.
No,
No,
you're
fine.
great. Have a good
You
night.
guys are the best.
Appreciate it.
You too, buddy. Later.
All right. Thanks for everyone that tuned in, everyone that commented, everyone out there that supports what we do over here at Street Fight Radio. You can find us on social media, Street Fight WCRS, or you can find us on twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio. And if you want more of what we do, including some Formula One coverage I'll be doing with Kasai coming up this week, Reacher Roundtable, the Jack Reacher Roundtable podcast is coming as well. The video format, at least. It's over at patreon.com/Street Fight Radio.
The free feed, you'll be able to get the audio. It's me and Chris James doing a goofy podcast. Not Shocktober. We're not doing Shock Jock stuff on there.
It's Reach Arounds, but not Shock Jock.
Yes.
And we'll see you later. Peace.